We have finally come to the end, almost. We have one more video after this, but in this video, I'm gonna give you a few tips on how you can finally begin to implement your Instagram strategy. I'm not gonna leave you hanging, but I am gonna kind of give you the push off the ledge that mama bird does when baby birds go to fly, because a little bit about implementing your Instagram strategy is failing a little bit. Failures are a good thing. It's important to learn from your failures so that you're able to understand what didn't work and how to do it better the next time. One of my personal biggest failures was when it came to my time management. A long time ago, I was managing many Instagram accounts on top of many other kinds of social media accounts, and I wasn't managing my time well. I felt like I was constantly trying to keep up with engagement, always trying to post something, everything felt so last minute, and I just didn't feel comfortable with how I was managing my time. So when it comes to understanding your own time management, this is how I want you to try and start out to begin with. On your Google Calendar, or maybe Outlook, hopefully you're using a Google Calendar because Gmail is the way. But when it comes to your calendar, the thing that you want to start doing is blocking off time throughout your week so that you can set reminders for yourself and allow yourself to manage your Instagram account within a certain time frame. That way you're not constantly posting things last minute, you're not constantly engaging, and you're not always on your phone. I'm someone who's really about being with your family, being in the moment, and being surrounded by the things you love to enjoy and do. And sometimes that does not mean that Instagram is all that I want to do. So by blocking off your calendar for at least an hour in the morning and maybe 15 minutes throughout the rest of the day between business hours, meaning your business hours, is a great way to set those reminders and also block off that time from anyone scheduling a meeting with you so that you can really have your mind set on engaging and posting content on your Instagram profile. This is literally the easiest way to manage your time when it comes to Instagram. There's also this really great new tool within Instagram itself where you can go in and set up a reminder to engage. This is something that most Instagram accounts should have by now. If it's not on your account, it will roll out soon. So make sure if it's not there that you send a message into Instagram and ask them to begin supplying your account as well as others with that time management aspect. It's a really great tool because Instagram will send you a reminder to say, hey, it's time to engage on your Instagram profile. But if you're someone who's looking to have more time spent on engagement in the first couple weeks or months of your account, then set those reminders on your calendar because Instagram's only going to give you one daily reminder. The next part of implementing your Instagram strategy is knowing when and how to begin engaging and growing your account. So when it comes to growth, engagement is directly related. You cannot grow if you don't engage. The only way you will grow is if you are engaging with other people's accounts, not just with the people who respond and comment on your content. You need to be going out to every other account possibly under the sun and writing a simple comment to them, as well as liking more than just one of their posts. Something that you can do pretty easily is create an Excel spreadsheet of all the top 100 accounts your account is going to engage with on a daily or bi-daily basis. You can also then take those people that you've created a list for, split them up into days so that you have this constant rolling management account of who you're engaging with and when. You can also then pass that document off to anyone you hire to help manage your account, so that way you're continuously engaging with all of the same people you were before. The way to engage and the how to engage really comes down to the brand that you have created. You need to always remember to respond on brand and with some of the brand language when it comes to responding on a more technical basis. And if you're going to share a link in a comment on Instagram, don't. Because you can't even click on a link unless you go to the desktop, and even then on the desktop Instagram, you have to copy and paste the link. Just stick to the links in your bio, and if someone asks for a link, that's when you can invite them to click on a link. Never spam with your link tree or your link in a comment on a post that isn't your own. So when it comes to posting at peak times, you don't necessarily want to be posting at the exact time that your peak engagement is happening. You want to post 15 minutes before that peak engagement time hits. That way the post that you have created is already there and has a little bit of engagement to help boost it up within the newsfeed. Another thing that you want to keep in mind when it comes to those peak times is how much you personally are engaging with other people's content before you post. Remember from our video a couple of videos ago where we were talking about the best times to engage and post and everything. Make sure that you are going 15 minutes before you post to engage with other people's content, then post your post, and then engage for another 15 to 20 minutes thereafter while you're also responding to any engagement that occurs on your post. So make sure that if you're someone who needs to tag team your Instagram growth strategy and your engagement, that you're bringing on the right people to help you with that, and that you have the app available on your phone, and you're also staggering the amount of time each of you is spending and when that time happens so that you're all good to go in terms of making it not look spammy with your engagement. Everyone is going to expect to gain hundreds of thousands of new followers after implementing their brand, and I'm here to tell you that that's just not possible. There are brands out there like Boss Babe who are trying to sell you on you can gain 10,000 followers in a month by implementing these things we teach you, and that's just not the case. People who are teaching things like I am can lead you to the water, but it all depends on you to drink the water and then to implement everything that you've learned and utilize that energy to go out and perform everything that you've set yourself up to do. So if you're looking to really gain new followers, you really have to hit it hard with that engagement. And that means spending a couple of hours every single week engaging with new followers and your old ones too. As you begin to gain new followers, it's important that you don't forget the people who've been following you since the beginning. They're your OGs. They're the old school people. They were there before your account was cool. So make sure that you're giving them credit where credit is due. The easiest way to re-engage old users is to also add them to your close friends list. This is a really great way to keep both old and new followers engaged when it comes to your Instagram stories, because lots of people use Instagram stories, and it's another really great way to begin getting new followers when your stories are shared on other people's accounts. So some other tactics when it comes to gaining new followers that we've discussed throughout this course are building brand partnerships, finding other like-minded accounts that you can tag team with, hosting a follow loop train, which is something that allows you to gain a ton of new followers within a short time frame. One thing that you need to be aware of when it comes to gaining new followers through that avenue is knowing that you're not necessarily going to keep all of those followers, because once the follow train is over, a lot of people tend to unfollow the accounts they're not interested in having follow. So if you're going to be following new people, make sure that you're following people you want to engage with, that you're not just following to unfollow later on. That is not a strategy that anyone should be using anymore. The only time I'm ever okay with anyone implementing a follow-unfollow strategy is when you've begun to follow someone who then turns into a giant spam bot. I'm okay with you then deciding to completely unfollow that account, simply based on the fact that they're obviously not going to be someone who wants to engage with you because they're vying for your attention. So move on, unfollow, and maybe block in some certain cases. Lastly, the one tip I want you to really try to focus on when it comes to gaining new followers goes back to the previous video where we were talking about hashtag strategy. That's how a lot of your new followers are going to find and engage with your content. The best way to get those people engaging with your post found through a new hashtag that you've been using is to go to that person who liked your post or commented on your post and engage with some of their content. You're not always going to have that person follow you back 100% of the time, but it does allow you to begin building that skill set when it comes to following people who are engaging directly with your content and enticing them to come and follow you for more. There are a ton of other really great Instagram engagement and growth strategies, as well as new ways to gain followers. If you would like to view more, I have a bonus video coming out after this video that gives you a walkthrough of all the physical ways that you can gain new followers, as well as going over some of the data that comes about from gaining new followers based on certain tactics. If you have any other questions or concerns when it comes to gaining new followers, or if you have a tactic that you've tried that hasn't been discussed in this video that you want to share with the group, head over to Facebook and let us know in the group what you have been doing and how we can implement it as well. I'm happy to also have you on a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, or maybe both, where we can discuss your tactics and share them with everyone, because sharing is caring. It's been a long time coming. The next video is our outro with a few wrap-up tools and ideas that I'm going to give to you, as well as where you can reach me, how you can find me, and different things that I want you to understand when it comes to evaluating your success as an Instagrammer.